Hi you guys, welcome to my channel. Today I want to talk to you about gambling and Lotto. Is it a sin or is it not? Well, one thing that I can tell you is that I've read up about this a bit and I did go and do some bit of searching. And nowhere in the Bible does it specifically say that you are not allowed to gamble or to play Lotto or anything like that. One thing that the Bible does tell us is that we mustn't put our faith into something else. Now, lots of us will easily put our faith in the Lotto or into gambling. Rather than to go on your knees and ask God to help you, you will take your money and go and gamble and then hope that you can win the Lotto or that you can get money that way. One thing that we must always know is that we must always put our trust in God. We must never put our trust in anything else than God. The Bible also tells us that we mustn't get addicted. We shouldn't get addicted to anything, and now you get a lot of people who gets addicted to gambling. They will take their last money that they must buy bread for the children, and then they will go and they will gamble with that money. That is an addiction, and that is wrong. You should never take your last money and go and use it for gambling or something like that. We should also not serve the God of chance. I mean, if you play Lotto or if you gamble, everything is up to chance. It's a chance that you're taking. Nobody can guarantee you that you will win or anything like that. And you shouldn't take or believe in chance or stop believing in God. You should always believe in God. You should always trust God. God must always be your number one in the world and not chance. You shouldn't start believing in chances. We must be careful that we don't put curses on our lives, because sometimes we will do things and that will put a curse on our lives, on our money. Like wishing ponds, for instance. When you stand there and you throw that money into the wishing pond, you get these Buddha things in some shops, these Buddha frogs and Buddha statues of that little man with the fat stomach. And then people will put money on that and then believe that they will bring them luck. That is wrong. When you do things like that, you must know that you are not on the right path. If you just play a Lotto ticket or just put your money on a roulette table number 3 and you still believe in God and you still pray to God and God is still your number one and you're just putting it there for if God decides He wants to give you the money, I can't see that there's anything wrong with that. Maybe I'm wrong. Someone can prove me wrong. I'm not saying that I'm right, but that's just how I feel about this. We should always just believe in God. We shouldn't plant our seeds in the wrong place. The Bible tells us about planting our seed in the correct places. And I believe that as long as you plant your seed in the right place and you believe in God and you do everything according to God's will, there's nothing in wanting money. Everybody wants money. Money is what's making the world go round, and money is what we need to all survive. So I can't see that there's anything wrong with wanting to have money. And most of us, let's say you get these people like car guards, they don't get a lot of money every day. But if they take 5 rand of that money that they made, let's say they make 20 rand or 50 rand a day, and they take 5 rand and buy a Lotto ticket, but they don't believe in the Lotto. They don't believe that the Lotto is the one that's going to make them rich. They believe that God is the one that can make them rich if it's His will. I mean, if I play a Lotto ticket and I believe that God can make me rich and that I will do something good with the money, then I can't see how that can be wrong. Because how will you become a millionaire if you don't do something like that? Yes, you can also work for it. There's a lot of people that works for that, but a car guard to all of a sudden become a millionaire is really a bit far-fetched, I would say. But In any case, I believe if that guy places 5 rand Lotto and he believes that God can change his life, I can't see that there's anything wrong about that. The Bible does speak about mammon. Now, if you go and you look up mammon on the internet, you'll see it's about wealth and money and greed and like materialism. And that is things that we mustn't believe in. We mustn't put wealth in front of God. God must always be number one in our life. Money must never be number one. You know, if you play Lotto and then you think you're going to win and then it will change your life, you know, you will become rich and you'll do bad things with that money. That is not right. When you have money and when you become rich, you should do the right thing with that money. You should help others with that money. You should still live your life right, go to church and do the right thing. So what the Bible actually says is that we can't serve God and mammon. You can't serve God and money. You can't serve God and wealth. It must always be God. God must always be first. And that's how it always should be. God should always be number one in your life. I just want to read for you a few things in the Bible that I've looked up. And then we'll just talk further after that. In Hebrews 13 verse 5, we read, "Keep your life free from love of money and be content with what you have." So the Bible does tell us that we must be happy with what we have and not start loving money. And you play Lotto and you play for Lotto and you pray for Lotto because you want to win the Lotto, because you're going to change your life and you want to do this and that and that. We must always believe in God. We must always put God first. And if we play Lotto, it mustn't be that we want to be greedy. It mustn't be about wanting this material things of this earth. It must always be about God. When you get that money, what will you do with it? Will you do the right thing? Will you start helping people that doesn't have money and let that money work for God? Then I can't see how it can be a problem to buy a Lotto ticket. In 1 Timothy 6 verse 10, "For the love of money is the root of all kinds of evil." And again, it's what I'm telling you. When you want to win the Lotto so that you can start doing bad things with that money, then I believe that gambling and playing Lotto and these things will be wrong. But like I said, as long as you put God first, God is number one in your life. And whenever you win that money, you're going to use it for the right thing. Then I will believe that you will be fine, even though you play the Lotto. In Matthew 6:24, "No one can serve two masters, for either he will hate the one and love the other, or he will be devoted to the one and despise the other." So there you can see you can't love God and money. You can't love God and mammon, because you will love God and hate money, or you will love the money and hate God. And most of the times in our lives, you will love the money and not love God, because that's why the Bible tells us it's easier for a camel to go through the eye of a needle than for a rich man to enter heaven. And that's basically impossible. So basically it tells us that rich people will not go to heaven. And I can't see how it can be like that, because I'm sure there's lots of rich people who does good with their money, who does work for God. But yeah, it's like I say, it's not impossible. He says it's just easier for the camel to do that. So I do believe that even though if you play Lotto and even though if you gamble with your money, but you always put God first, and when you put that money down, you put it down and you're saying, "God, if it's your will, then I would like to have this money. And if it's God's will, He will give it to you. And I believe that you will do the right thing with that." So that is just what I have to say about gambling and Lotto. Like I said, I can be wrong, but this is how I feel about it, and this is what I found in the Bible about this. I hope you guys have a wonderful week full of miracles. God bless you. Goodbye.